My name is Raven, professional wrestling superstar, former World Heavyweight Champion, and I want you to choose your four.
This is the innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer, and I want you to choose your four.
Hello, Pro Wrestling Rushmore. This is Lanny Poffo, formerly the genius of WWE.
Hello, this is the hardcore legend Mick Foley. Yes, it is, and I want you to choose your four. It's Pro Wrestling Rushmore.
It's Pro Wrestling's Rushmore.
This is Pro Wrestling Rushmore. Quote the Raven, nevermore.
Hello, humanoids! This is Ian from Squared Circle History, and I want you to join us on this trip for another edition of Pencils and Erasers. And on this episode, we're going to be discussing what if Hulk Hogan never signed with the WWF in 1983/4. Joining me is my co-host, the often imitated but never duplicated Brian.
Yo, Ian. What's going on?
Man, living life, loving life.
Been a while.
It has, man. I was just looking at the YouTube page today, and it's been 40 days.
Is that our longest? That's probably our longest without doing this.
No, we went months.
Did we?
We went on a hiatus.
COVID.
We
Was
went
it
on,
COVID?
like a couple months. We went on like a little hiatus, and
I don't understand why, because we did an episode during COVID where we did it Zoom style.
we did.
And I thought it came out pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
You-
Laziness, I guess.
You didn't love me anymore. At the time.
Depression. No,
Depression.
that's no.
Yeah.
What? Because I don't love you? That's why.
That's why.
Give me a break. Give me a break. Cut it out. Write a song about me, Alanis.
Alanis Morissette's coming. To,
Oh God, that's personal.
No, she's coming.
Does
to,
she have one hand in her pocket?
Well, quite possibly her middle pocket. And one finger given the peace.
But it's upside down. Yeah, whatever. You wearing a wrestling shirt?
I am.
What are you wearing?
My Sanjay Dutt t-shirt from... No, I'm joking. I'm not wearing a wrestling shirt.
Dude, what?
No. No wrestling shirt for me,
Sanjay
man.
Dutt.
Sanjay Dutt.
You not? Well, what wrestling shirt? Well, alright, so you're not wearing a wrestling shirt. What kind of shirt are you wearing?
Do you see me? Am I here? Am I in a present?
I've
You
got
can
a lot
obviously
of cataracts.
see.
I can't see very well, and even if I could see, I don't know what that is. So explain to me what that is.
It's not a wrestling shirt. It's a Timberland shirt.
Oh,
It's
okay.
just
All
a
right.
Timberland logo.
I didn't know the rapper represented the tree.
It's not a wrapper. It's a t-shirt.
No, it's
Are you saying I'm so fat I look like a candy bar?
it's a
It's got to
boot.
wrap
It's
my
a boot.
body. Some bitch.
I
Go.
remember,
What do you
when
wear?
Chris Cornell collaborated with Timberland, and I was devastated.
Oh,
So
the
I'm
guy
like,
from
oh, this is gonna be awful.
Timberland and Magoo.
Uh,
That Timberland.
yeah.
Oh, the brand.
No, the artist, the DJ.
Oh, I thought you said Chris Cornell from Savage Garden was.
No, Chris Cornell from Soundgarden. Yes, he collaborated with Timberland.
Not the brand. He wasn't wearing like Timberland boots on stage to
No,
promote that.
I don't think so. He might
You-
have.
the
Might have in the
rapper.
'90s though, because
Right.
that was like a thing. Like you
Right.
wear your Timberland boots, your capri shorts, your flannels. It was
The guy,
early
the
90s.
guy, I think, been a long time before I met you. So, it's Timberland. I know he's talking. Okay.
All right.
So what wrestling shirt are you wearing? That's a very nice.
I
like
almost
that
forgot.
shirt.
So I got my Paul Heyman Hall of Fame shirt, the originator of Extreme. Not by Mitchell and Ness.
You're still on that. Who is it by? Is it?
It's a WWE branded shirt.
I see.
Yeah.
Fairly new.
Yeah, I got it right after WrestleMania. Like it went on sale WrestleMania weekend, and
I haven't seen that one.
no, so yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I got it with the Hulk Hogan shirt,
Of course you did.
so I figured, I'll wear my new ones. And yeah.
I'm selling all my Hulk Hogan wrestling figures.
Oh, God. I am so devastated to hear that.
Why? It's not a child anymore.
Who cares? You can display them. You can enjoy.
They are displayed, but it's like Holly has a Zoom meeting for work, and her background is my wrestling figure collection.
Yeah.
I mean, the dudes are like, "Hey, what's that? Who's that?"
Yeah. All right, so they enjoy it.
Want to know what happened to me today?
Let's hear
It's
it.
very embarrassing.
You sure you want to share it with the world?
So, all right, so we're going to news break, right? And he wants to look at football cards. So, I'm playing music and stuff. And everything. If a bad song comes on, I change it. You know what I mean? Skip it on Pandora. So, I have freaking 2 Live Crew radio on there. But I'm playing something else. We get out of the car and stuff. Going to news break. And fucking Face Down Ass Up is playing on my phone. And I hear it and I'm like, oh, that's a weird song for him to be playing in here. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Oh, no.
Yeah. It's like, face down, ass up. That's the way we like to fuck. Face down, ass up.
Wait.
That's the way we like to fuck. Dun, 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 dun. Face down. And I'm just like, that's weird. But then I'm like, I take my phone out. I'm like, oh shit, that's me.
Oh, my God.
Pause. I'm like, ah.
Oh, my God. That's hilarious. Why didn't you want to share that? That's pretty good.
Luckily, Brody was looking at the cards, and I'm freaking looking at magazines and shit. It's like,
Hopefully,
Jesus.
magazine with a chick with a big ass on the cover.
No, I'm not gonna look at porn magazines. Imagine though, yeah, I'm fucking sitting there.
Anybody looks at you, you just nod. Yeah.
You just bolt to that section.
You know what I'm here for.
Here for the bonds, hon. You can throw it in there if you want.
I like my magazines. Darn it, darn it, darn it.
Dude, I was like, what the fuck?
Oh my God, that's great. No, that's an awesome moment, man. That's totally like a Seinfeld moment.
But that song wasn't playing when I got out of the car, you know what I mean? Like, it's just
Jerry, it was 2 Live Crew.
It was the next one that was up. Yeah, if you find the way to edit that and put it in, I don't care.
Yeah, that's a pretty good story. That's classic. So wrestling, have you been keeping up with it?
A little bit. AEW, not so much.
Yeah,
because
it's been tough. The pay-per-views I think they're good. I enjoy the pay-per-views, but the TV is.
You like the pay-per-view, so you liked Edge jumping off a cage when unnecessarily and breaking his leg.
The guy up until this point has been a consummate professional, and he jumps off the top of the cage the wrong way.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And goes straight down.
Dude, the guy's also 50, right?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
But it's his last run.
I understand, but I mean, I could see his point. You don't realize how far up you are.
Yeah.
And he's done it 100 times, I know, with, those big ladder matches and stuff like that. But you're 50 years old, bro.
Yeah.
You don't need to be doing that shit.
Yeah.
And I understand you're trying to protect yourself by putting your leg down, but will that impact in your weight coming down that fast?
Yeah.
Damn.
But, I mean, it's better than him going all the way up there and just going, nope. I'm just going to climb that. I'm going to climb back down, and I'll just jump off the top rope, It's cool.
I get it, but yeah, you are better off doing that.
Yeah, because now he's dealing with the rehab, so.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. I get it. Oh, man. Brian, I saw the Rolling Stones and it changed my life.
Yeah, no shit. You didn't ask your friends to go.
Why? Did you want to go?
Oh, no, not anymore. I mean, if I did, what if I did? We gotta turn back time?
That's not the Rolling Stones.
I know it's not the Rolling Stones. I didn't mean to. For it to be a pun.
If I could find a word.
What? The fuck was that?
Oh man, I like it.
So how was it? How were the Rolling Stones?
Amazing.
Why you told us?
Amazing.
100 times.
Yep. 80-year-olds running across the stage.
Who'd you go with?
Mike the Wolverine.
Oh, Mike Wolverine. All right.
Yep.
Did he enjoy it?
He loved it.
Good.
Hell of an experience. If they do another tour, you should go.
Well, Mike the Wolverine might not want me to go.
The more the merrier.
Or you might not want me to go. You obviously didn't want me to go this time. Well, I'm just saying because you obviously didn't want me to go this time. So why would you want me to go next time? I wouldn't want to ruin your time with Mike the Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm gonna ruin my time. Yikes! Wow. How do we get on this topic?
You said you went to the Rolling Stones at the end.
I did.
And they were good. They were great.
They were excellent. Yes, one of the best shows I've ever
How old is
seen.
Mick Jagger now?
He's 81.
Oh shit.
Yeah. His face does look like it's like melting,
I remember
like an old dog.
I remember when they recorded "Start Me Up." Me and Bobby threw a big party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You threw a party when they came out with the song "Start Me Up."
Yes. We threw
Okay.
a big party.
Yeah.
It's good.
That's what they opened the show with.
Start Me Up.
Yep.
Well, why wouldn't they?
I know, it's perfect. It's a perfect song to
Start you up.
Yeah. You know what they close with?
No, I don't.
Satisfaction.
Oh, all right.
It was great.
It's fitting.
The place was rocking. It was good.
I can imagine.
Keith Richards was like, "Hey, thank you very much. I'm gonna play it on for you."
What?
That's
Is
what I
that-
said.
But you could understand his lyrics when he was singing.
Perfectly.
That's so. It must have been recorded.
A little T and A.
I'm happy I didn't go because you know what? You got to
Why?
record a show. He wasn't really singing. The guy's
You know
85
this.
years old, and you can't understand.
He's
So it's like
81.
Ozzy. It's like Ozzy, all right. So you can't understand a word that Ozzy utters. Nothing.
Yeah.
But yet he can go on stage and perform great,
Yeah.
right?
He's been
No.
but he's been singing the same song year after year after year. I mean, gotta keep. But he does have a teleprompter.
Yeah.
So.
He's also been saying Sharon for years and years and years, but now he's like, hey,
Oh, give the guy a break now. I mean, he's.
hit me, hit me. Right?
Yeah.
So they're obviously recorded concerts. You're essentially watching Nilly Vanilli. What's his name?
Yeah. No, you're right.
Nilly Vanilli, right? That's what you're watching.
What about, who was it? Britney Spears' sister? The Saturday Night Live?
Jamie Lynn Spears.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, like, the song started playing, but she wasn't ready to start singing. No. It started like a record or like a cassette playing too fast.
Oh.
Like right during the performance.
Right.
She didn't know what to do. She just ran off stage.
Well, I would have told
They cut the commercial.
Damn.
Okay,
That's
no music
embarrassing.
this week.
Yeah, but the Rolling Stones are professionals. They got the best of the best work on that. That's not gonna happen again.
Yeah. No, it was great. It really was great.
That's good.
Yeah.
Glad you liked this lip sync concert. At least you got to see him in the flesh.
I ran on my
that was
parade.
cool.
Dark cloud on my sunny day.
You rained on mine as soon as I walked in. I was like, hey, I went to the Rolling Stones.
I didn't know you wanted to go.
So what's
Well, one more topic I
Yeah,
want to
sure.
talk
All
about.
right.
What did you think of the crowd in France? WWE went to France recently for Backlash.
Yeah, they were annoying as shit.
Think it ruined it?
I wouldn't say ruined it. I mean,
Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles got 5 stars from Dave Meltzer. Now, say whatever you want about Dave Meltzer, but it's still a critically acclaimed match. Now, is it a critically acclaimed match for the fact that the fans were just rabid and singing uncontrollably?
But they were doing that the whole night, and he didn't give anything else 5 stars.
No, but they kept singing that phenomenal song. I guess they have like a victory chant that says phenomenal in it. So whenever AJ Styles did a big move, they would sing the whole song.
I'm not familiar. How does it go?
I don't know. I don't understand it. I just know that they sang it every single time, and then on commentary they called it out.
You can't present me with this topic and be completely unprepared for my questions.
What do you
I
mean?
want to
don't know how it goes.
I want to know how the song goes now.
I don't know what they're saying.
It's a country song?
Or that could have been a Pearl Jam song.
But no, it's the fans were I guess.
Yeah.
They don't get it often. So WWE does not go over there like very much, right? Barely
No,
ever.
they don't. But do the fans have to hijack the entire show by...
You don't have to hijack the show, but they were excited. And I told you, I'm like, I think I texted you. I said something like, it's really cool. The fans are into it because they don't get it much. And then by like match 4, I was like, this is really stupid, and I'm sick of it.
Yeah, it insisted upon itself.
It did. It was continuous. It was nonstop.
It really was, man.
If
It
they
was
would just
like,
shut
oh my
up for
God.
like 2 minutes and then
Yeah.
continue, it'd have been all right.
It was like that AEW show when they did like Anarchy in the Arena, and John Moxley was in it, and they kept playing Wild Thing.
They did the
over
same thing
and
with
over.
the Final Countdown.
But
this
they did
past
different
one.
songs. They
Oh, they did.
kept cutting in different songs. But even that was like, all right, guys,
Yeah.
Come on. Enough.
Well, like, who was it? Cornette was saying or something. He was like, "How would the match be without the songs?" You know what I mean?
I guess it does add to it. It's kind of like New Jack in ECW.
It is like New Jack because it's just anarchy, right? So, like, how are you going to call something like that? Number one, and there's so much shit going on that I think the songs do add to it as a just a background effect.
All right. Well, that's cool. That's a good take on it. I mean, I was just dead set against it, and now maybe you're changing my mind a little bit.
We'll try to watch it on mute. I don't know. No, for real though. I'm saying, like, for real. It's kind of, get the fans' reaction, but.
So let's talk about our topic today. What if Hulk Hogan never signed with the WWF at the end of 1983? What would have happened? What would that have looked like? What would Hulk Hogan's career have looked like? And what would the WWF have looked like? Because Vince McMahon had just bought the company from his father and was ready to make a big impact on the wrestling industry, taking over that big territory in New York and really branching out and changing wrestling forever, no matter how you view Vince McMahon. If it weren't for him, really, wrestling might not be where or as popular as it is today.
He really did, man. Like, Vince McMahon is the godfather of wrestling.
He is.
There's no way around it.
Yep.
And yeah, that's a really good question. What if he never signed Hogan, or what if he just stuck by his father? Because didn't his father tell Hogan if he made Rocky 3, he wouldn't?
He's done. Yeah.
He was done.
He's done. So, all right. So then Hogan leaves the WWF, which was then run by Vince Sr., and Hogan now splits his time between the AWA with Verne Gagne and New Japan. So he just keeps going back and forth, and he's becoming a big name. And then once the Rocky movie comes out, he is a superstar. This is all before he signs to WWF.
Right, so Verne Gagne still has him.
At that time, yeah, Verne Gagne has him. I mean, geez, Hogan goes on David Letterman. I mean, his name is out there. Gets on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Like, this is a big deal.
Thunderlips.
Thunderlips.
You know where he was when he got that call? It's very notable.
Fall River, Massachusetts, brother.
Yep.
Bank Street Armory.
But what did they call the Bank Street Armory? And we're like, hey, can we speak to Mr. Hulk Hogan, please?
I'm waiting for him to be like, no, brother, where's my cell phone?
Right, because there was no cell phones in '83. And so he's like, yeah, I was in Florida when I got that call. Where someone called.
But that's a distinct detail to remember.
It is. You're right.
You know, like, so I kind of believe him.
Like, did he call home and say, "Hey, Linda, anybody call for me?" And she said,
Could be.
Something like that. Maybe.
I think he said on Joe Rogan that they did call the arena. Somebody called the arena. Maybe Stallone called the arena.
Oh, hey, but this is the Bank Street Armory.
But Fall River, you got that good chow mein.
Are you hungry? Hey, Tommy Gunn's not there, is he? Hello?
I speak his manager. Hey, Hogan there?
Hulkster, I'm no manager.
You got like an agent or something? Can I talk to you directly? You a big shot?
Oh, man. Yes.
So, alright, so Hogan, he's in the AWA, he's a star on the rise, but now he's at a crossroads. Verne Gagne in AWA is notorious for being stubborn, and he wants, like, real, legitimate grapplers to be his champion. That's what he built his company on. So Nick Bockwinkel is the champion, managed by Bobby Heenan, which is, a big pair at the time. So people say that's Bobby Heenan's best work.
Bob Winkle was a huge name back then for AWA.
He was, and for an older guy,
right.
He was good at what he did and really helped carry that company. They have an event in August, and it's Bockwinkel defending the title against Hogan. Hogan does get the win. However, right before he got that pinfall, he threw Bockwinkel over the top rope. Back then, that's a disqualification.
That's right.
So that moment gets taken away from Hogan. That doesn't really, after all that build-up, they really did build up this show. And, that was a moment wasted right there. After that match, Hogan leaves for Japan for his latest trip, or latest tour, and then he ends up signing with Vince. Just leaves AWA. Vern Gagne thinks that Hogan's going to be there for like the Christmas show, even is advertising him. There's even posters out there that with Hulk Hogan advertised to be at the first Starrcade.
Really?
Which is crazy to think about.
NWA.
NWA, yeah.
Because so AWA was sharing talent with NWA.
They were a part, yeah. They were a part of.
Because that's how the territories went, right?
Right.
You know,
Well,
guys just...
you know something? No. At this time, no. They were not part of the NWA. That's why they had Bockwinkel as champion.
So they were not part of the NWA.
Not part of the NWA, but potentially Hulk Hogan might be able to participate because of his deal with New Japan.
Gotcha.
So.
Very complicated.
Very complicated. The 80s were complicated, and I feel like once we start talking about the potential people that could have taken the spot that Hogan had, it will still complicate things. Things are going to be complicated regardless. So, let's say, so that's what really happened. Hogan leaves the AWA, goes to the WWF, beats the Sheik. You know, he's endorsed by Bob Backlund, who was the champion at the time. Iron Sheik just beats Bob Backlund, so now it's going to be Hogan in Madison Square Garden. Hogan wins the championship. That's what really happened. But, let's say Vern Gagne comes to his senses and decides, yeah, alright, Hulkster, I'll bite. Let's do a merchandising deal, because that was the whole thing why Hogan left, was because he wanted a cut of the merchandise. It's like, Hulkamania, that's me. I made that. I created that. And Vern didn't want to give him that.
So he was Hulkamania even in.
He was Hulkamania in the AWA.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I thought that was a WWF creation.
No, that's what Vince wants you to believe. But no, Hogan was doing that beforehand. So what if he stays? What if Vern calls his bluff? Hogan stays in the AWA. He beats Nick Bockwinkel, becomes the AWA champion. Now, when Hogan went to WWF, it wasn't just Hogan that went. It was Mean Gene that went. It was Bobby Heenan that went. You know, these guys go with them. Maybe they'll stay in the AWA now, and Vince doesn't get these guys. And I think Mean Gene was a big part of the new WWF.
Absolutely.
And obviously Bobby Heenan. But I guess what it comes down to is the money.
Right, but are we doing this without Heenan and Hogan and Mean Gene?
Well, I think what this comes
Or are we doing it just without Hogan?
That's a good question, but I think for the sake of this, and what it's going to come down to the end, spoiler, is Vince is going to get you.
Well, of course he's going to get you.
You know, he's going to get you one way or another.
Yeah, and I was going to say that too. Like,
You
I was
know,
going to say that exact thing. So, in the end, he will have Hogan.
In the end, yes, he will have Hogan.
Right.
Hulkamania will run
It
wild.
may take till 86, 87, 88.
Sure, it could. Maybe Hogan, because in AWA, you know, it's that slow style,
Right.
you know, and Hogan can really, make his career last longer doing things like that.
But what if Bischoff had stayed? Kind of visionary
In AWA, and that friendship sparks up.
and you have the Hogan and Bischoff thing way early, obviously. You know,
Yeah.
they have that connection, and maybe Eric Bischoff talks some sense into Gagne.
That's a good point.
Do you know what
That's
I'm saying?
a good point. Yeah.
Anything's
He's the
possible, really.
He's the conduit between the two, and it's like, you know something, Vern, you might have something here.
Correct, because now AWA wouldn't go out of business, and Vince wouldn't buy them out, right?
Right.
So they'd still be around. Now, WWF would be around. Maybe they still go with the rock and wrestling thing with someone else. Other than
That's what
Hogan.
I'm thinking, because the whole connection was Cyndi Lauper and Captain Lou. And Captain Lou is loyal to Vince at the time.
Right.
So it's still gonna, she's still gonna come in. So that's the way I thought about this when I came up with this list of names, is who's gonna pair well with Cyndi Lauper and still take the WWF to that next level without Hogan.
Right.
So
So what I'm thinking here is, like, to start this off, I'm looking at this as a company versus company battle rather than a WWF versus every territory battle.
Mhm.
So let's say Bischoff says, "Hey Vern, look at what WWF's doing. They're going mainstream. They're going MTV, and it's working for them. They're having this huge thing called WrestleMania. But what would WrestleMania have happened without Hogan?"
All right, so a few things here. So Bischoff is not around during that time.
Okay.
During that WrestleMania time, he's there,
Well, yeah, way later.
in like the later 80s.
Yeah.
So I could still see his influence though. When he gets there, I can still see his influence on Hogan. You know, they're gonna bond. They're gonna bond one way or another. You know, they're in the AWA. Another name that was in the AWA that left the WWF or left for the WWF that could potentially still stay in the AWA because the AWA is in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Oh, Jesse. All right.
Jesse. That was another big name to jump too. So I don't know. But again, they're all gonna end up there one way or another.
Wasn't Jesse there, worked for Vince like a little bit at a time, even before that? He never worked for Vince Senior?
No, I don't think so.
Wow.
No, I'm almost positive that he was AWA. I know he was in Memphis for a little bit too.
Rosie.
I think he might have been in Florida too. But I can't give you a confident answer.
Didn't he and Adrian Adonis tag?
They did AWA.
Oh, so he never tagged in like WWF?
I don't think so. No.
All right.
No. So, all right. So Hogan's the AWA champion. He's having his run there. AWA has their toy deal with Remco. They got things going together. What is Vince gonna do now? What is Vince gonna do? He just got Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper is still gonna be his top heel. I think.
Pete Memphis.
What's that?
Where did Piper come from?
Portland.
Oregon.
Portland, then Georgia.
Okay.
And Jim Crockett.
Right. All right.
He was doing commentary with Gordon Soley in Georgia, and actually for Crockett too. So he was a big name,
Yeah.
but he's a natural heel. He's a natural heel. He should still be that top guy. So I think that's another thing to consider too. So who's gonna work well with Cyndi Lauper, and who's gonna pair well with Roddy Piper? Now the first name I have here on this list. The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
So
At the time, he's doing the whole territory thing. He's not really tied down to anybody.
right.
He doesn't really get with Jim Crockett to. Well, what happened was Vince bought that Saturday night time slot, or bought the majority shares of that company. Georgia Championship Wrestling took over the time slot. Georgia fans revolted. Didn't want to watch WWF. They wanted their Georgia wrestling.
That was Black Saturday.
Black Saturday.
Right.
Dusty gets with Jim Crockett, and they form what is to become World Championship Wrestling. But that's 1985. So Dusty at this time is mainly wrestling in Florida.
He's a free agent.
What if he takes that big Hollywood money? Everybody already knows who I am anyway. Second most recognizable athlete there is, only next to Muhammad Ali.
So
Sweetness himself.
But do you think Vince would gravitate towards a guy like Dusty?
Vince loved Dusty.
Did he really? Yeah.
Loved Dusty. Because Dusty was there before when his dad ran the company.
Right.
And he did that feud with Superstar
MSG
Billy
shows
Graham.
and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. And he loved Dusty. So why not? Vince has just taken over. Why not go after the guy that you really like? You personally really like this guy?
Right.
Dusty Rhodes. What if Dusty Rhodes comes in, takes the title from the Iron Sheik? Now he's dancing around with Cyndi Lauper. I think that works. And feuding with Roddy Piper.
Yeah, I can see that.
I could totally see that.
Especially like being that charismatic with Cyndi Lauper,
I
because
think
she's
so.
charismatic. It'd be just like a whole ball of just freaking craziness going on. Captain Lou's nuts.
And it's
You know what I mean?
And it's something different too. It changes the whole image, because Hogan was the train, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, all into like fitness and all that, and now here's Dusty Rhodes.
Right. That's
So
all right.
now it just changes the whole trajectory, I think. And I think that could work too, and that could help Roddy Piper get more heat, because now he could target overweight fans, because they are fans of Dusty Rhodes, and they are part of the problem of professional wrestling.
All right.
Don't you know?
And he would. He would do a great job of it, too.
Oh, I think so too. Hey, fat man! And I could see that feud
And you could see Dusty Rhodes like teaming up with Mr. T.
with Mr. T. That's exactly
Yeah.
what I was just gonna say.
Yeah, you could. You really
That's
could.
America's team, baby. The A team and the American Dream. That's America's team.
Yep. No, I could see that. That'd be that actually
That
pretty
works.
good.
I think that works. So think about it. Dusty feuds with Iron Sheik, wins the belt from Iron Sheik, goes into a feud with Big John Studd, because that's the path that Hogan took, and goes right into that feud with Roddy Piper. I think that's money. I think that could work.
Yeah, I could see him feuding with all those guys.
Because you figure WrestleMania is still going to happen. Vince still, wants to move ahead with things here.
And I think Dusty would do an equal job as what Hogan did.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Better
I really-
promos.
Yeah, definitely better promos.
Definitely better promos. He's going to talk the people in. Like, I think that could work.
But do you think our crowd up here in the Northeast would take to Dusty the way it took to Hogan?
I think because of Dusty's charisma, it could have worked.
He would make it work.
He would make it work. The question is, how long? How long is this going to work? How long is this going to last? I think that would have been good for the company because, well, that's tough too because Dusty did that whole rough and tough, bloody ring style. He's really not going to be able to do that anymore.
Exactly.
So he's going to have to adjust to the WWF way of things. So that's another thing to consider too.
A lot of ifs.
Yes, and this is the show of what ifs.
But that's why we're here.
That's why we're here.
To give you the path, but no definitive answer.
Yeah. And that completely changes history because, all right, Cody's dad now has won the big one.
Oh, that's right.
So along the line, that does change things. So they
Yeah.
say if you travel back in time, don't touch anything. Don't change anything. Because it has a ripple effect.
Take out Hogan's knees so he's not available. Like, no, Vince, you should definitely hire Dusty Rhodes.
So you want to hear the second name on this list here?
Do I have a choice?
No, actually. One way or another, if Dusty Rhodes is going to WWF, okay, Vince, I'm here, but you gotta hire some of my friends. You gotta hire some friends.
This is gonna be Dusty's Beefcake.
Dusty's Beefcake, but I think you're gonna like this one. Magnum TA.
Love Magnum TA.
What if it was him?
That'd be awesome.
What if he came in, beats the Iron Sheik?
I think Magnum TA would have been great in WWF.
That'd be awesome. The guy's in shape. He's got the Tom Selleck mustache.
Yeah.
He's in. He's the 80s guy.
I wouldn't have thought of that one actually.
Well, I've got some more names
And
on
he wasn't as big as Hogan, but
No.
he had that Hogan kind of look. You know what I
He
mean?
was rugged.
Yeah, he was a man's
rugged
man.
Exactly.
But yeah, he'd be cool and ride his Corvette and shit.
Exactly. In his motorcycle.
Yeah, he was a cool
That's a
man's
whole new
man.
dynamic. Maybe he could have changed it. Imagine Magnum TA riding a Harley into Madison Square Garden
God, that'd be
to the
badass.
ring. That would
Yeah.
be nuts. Like, that would be a crazy moment.
Sure would.
And him feuding with Piper, that would have been huge.
Yeah, definitely. And like, even down the road, like Survivor Series and stuff. I know it's 3 years later or whatever it is,
Sure,
2 years
yeah.
later. But you could have like him, Dusty, and like the Road Warriors
Yeah,
or
the
something.
Road Warrior. Absolutely.
Against like Demolition
That's the
and
dream team
fucking
right there. And Mr. T,
Yeah.
throw him in there. A 5-man team.
5. All right, and then you could have like Demolition and Piper and Ondorf.
Oh, God, that would be perfect.
You know
that
what I
would be
mean?
perfect.
Magnum TA versus Paul Ondorf.
That's
Those are
money,
good
man.
matches.
That's money. That could carry you through some WrestleManias because think about it. Even Bundy and Magnum TA.
You're stealing money, Bundy.
That could have worked. I think Magnum and Andre is a little bit of a stretch, but who knows?
Yeah, I don't think. Maybe. I guess the way
I
they
don't think he's
present
gonna body slam Andre, but
No.
maybe you can take him down with a
What about
lariat or something.
Dusty and Andre.
Oh, I think that could have worked. That
You
could have
think
drawn
so?
big money.
You think so?
Absolutely, because they've had years and years of a friendship that people have seen
Right.
through the territories and all that. I think that could have been huge.
See, just me.
Dusty,
personally.
I'm sick of you. I'm sick of you. You're fat, you're out of shape. And you don't like to drink beer with me. You won't even have a wine. Like a gentleman.
Why do you have the phone in front of your face?
I don't want you to see what I look like. I am like Andre as one of the machines. I might not be Andre, how do you know? What are you, Scooby-Doo? Scooby-Doo and Shaggy?
Oh my god. Why did I even bring up this fucking guy's name? I'm just gonna not even bring up Andre the Giant anymore. At all.
I am here! Hello, Mr. Bryan. You cannot live your life without me. I look at seasonal cold.
That time he said he wanted to fuck his daughter.
I didn't say that. I never said that. Pat's dying over here.
I got you to straighten up though, didn't I? Son of a bitch. Let's go. Cut the shit with the Andre impressions. If you're gonna do the impressions, don't keep the phone in front of your face.
So we got Dusty, we got Magnum. What if Vince just went straight for Ric Flair?
Straight for Flair. To come in as a heel.
Maybe not.
We'd have to.
Could.
He's a heel through and through, man.
Sure, but you know, New York, they're used to the pageantry, and especially in the 80s.
Yeah.
They're used to Liberace and Broadway, and even Saturday Night Live is big at the time. Maybe they would have taken on to Flair's persona.
Yeah, they could have. I mean, he could have
over.
And it would have worked both ways. It would have worked as a face or as a heel.
Sure. I mean, I think Flair and Piper works either way you look at it.
Yeah, no matter what.
You know, I think
they have the history.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and that, you know, they're great friends with one another, so they probably would have went, you know, all in cage matches and things like that.
Right.
I think Flair and Orndorff would have been awesome.
Those would have been good matches. Who else? I mean, Flair and Sheik though. Meh.
I would have liked to have seen it. I would have liked to have seen it.
Why?
Just because the Sheik is Sheik. I think the promos, the back and forth, I would have liked that. Because you got Freddie Blassie, you got Nikolai Volkov. They're all, you know, with Sheik. You have, you know, a little feud there.
Who else? Boss Man? Like, could you see Flair and Boss Man or some shit?
I could, but...
I know we're getting down the line.
I know,
It's
but
not
like, I don't know. I do think that you're right. Flair ultimately has to be the heel.
Yeah, he does.
Like he's just better at it.
Yeah.
He's ultimately just
Flair
gonna go
versus
back.
Earthquake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Flair versus Andre. Think Flair's gonna slam Andre?
No.
Ah, God! God, you're sandbagging me.
You winkle up for me, you Andre dickhead.
What's your name, Andre Dickhead? Vince, sandbagging me. Ah, God, my back.
It's a work. You know it's a work. You're supposed to go up for me. Make it look like garbage. Moving along here with the fourth name on the list. Vince goes heavy here with one of the top territories and says, I want him.
I thought he went heavy with Dusty already.
What?
Thought he already went heavy with Dusty.
Well, now he's gonna go to another territory. He's gonna rip off the heart of another territory.
Let's see. Well, let me think.
Okay.
Let me think. Where is this territory based out of? What region?
God's country.
Guam?
Dallas, Texas.
Oh, God's country, Dallas. Oh,
Dallas.
Kerry.
Kerry Von Erich.
Yeah, it's easy.
Kerry Von Erich.
Simple.
Could Kerry Von Erich have the same successful run as Hulk Hogan? 1984. Just plucks Kerry from world class. Now Bob Backlund's going to endorse Kerry Von Erich.
It's hard after watching that movie to, because Kerry was a big dude.
He was. They totally...
Yeah, and the guy wasn't big at all. I'm just
No.
like,
He was the smallest one.
Kind of thinking
the
of
smallest
He
one.
was the smallest one. And I'm thinking of him, and I'm just like, But no, Kerry, they think of Kerry himself. He was enormous. He could have been Hulk Hogan if he had the charisma, though.
That's
Dude, you
the
gotta
thing.
forget,
That's the thing.
Hogan's charisma made him.
Yes.
It wasn't his wrestling.
Yes, and of the three people we named so far, Dusty, Magnum, Flair, they have the charisma.
Correct.
Kerry does not have the charisma.
He doesn't at all.
But he could be the good... He's a good face for your company. You know, he could have great matches, I think, with Iron Sheik, with Big John Studd, with Piper. I think with the right build, you could get the people in. Whether the match is good or not, hey, as long as you get them in there.
I mean, I don't know.
Long
the build,
term,
but
though,
the way you said, the build has to be good. The build has to be good
Build has
because
to be good.
both guys have to do their part. So the heel, if you have a charismatic heel like the Sheik was and stuff, and you have a guy like Kerry being like, "Hey, come watch me beat the Sheik in MSG," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It doesn't work. So I think Kerry's better served as a
That
mid
kills a
powder.
skirt.
You know, I wouldn't
I
say
don't like you, Piper.
I wouldn't say Kerry wouldn't be a good addition to the company.
Yeah.
But as a Tito Santana role.
Right.
You
So
know what I'm
even
saying?
basically what he did when he came into WWF.
Yeah,
anyway.
exactly what he did.
All right.
You know, Intercontinental
Fair.
Champion,
So if he doesn't pluck Kerry,
Arn Anderson.
What about Michael Hayes? Bad Street
As a
USA
single-
is big, man.
As a single, though, Bash Street USA is big in the South.
Okay.
Do you think he'd make it up here in New York with the Confederate flag and stuff like that?
Well, yeah, he would probably have to change some things.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He
And-
changed some things for what's working for you at that time. Who's to say it's going to translate?
Right. And Vince did bring in the Freebirds
I know he did.
in 1984.
And they got fired, like, before they even wrestled, right?
Andre threw them out of the locker room.
I don't like
No,
your,
you don't have to do the
I
impression.
don't like your
You
shenanigans.
can just say he threw him
I
out.
don't not like your horseplay. You are banned. And I'm taking your beer.
Now, was Garvin here with him, or was it just Buddy?
It was the three of them.
Oh, it was three of them.
It was the three of them, and they were managed by Cyndi Lauper's manager, David Wolf.
Oh, no shit.
That was there in, like, that's who brought them out to the ring.
Right, I see.
So,
But it wasn't Gordy.
was Gordy.
It was Gordy. So
Yeah, they brought all three of them in.
No shit. Yeah, but there was another one. There was the Buddy Roberts, right?
But yeah.
He was here?
I'm sorry, it wasn't Garvin. It
That's
wasn't
what I'm
Garvin.
saying. It wasn't.
I'm sorry. It was Hayes, it was
Gordy.
Buddy Roberts, and it was Terry Gordon.
Gotcha. All right.
Whew.
What's the matter with you? You're
for
off
the-
today.
No,
You're a
I
little
don't
off.
think so.
A little bit.
Well,
Just a little bit.
I think you're off a little
I
bit.
just think a little off, Ian. A little off. What
So
is, keep us something like recent on.
it's background. Look, it's Dusty
I'm
Rhodes.
sick of
It's Dusty
seeing
Rhodes. Oh,
when I
oh,
do.
you don't like to watch
this,
the American Dream? What, are you better
this
than?
podcast? Every time it's always like 1972, like Memphis, or like
This is 1985.
1968 East Illinois.
What would you
like-
like to watch, Brian?
Like just I don't know, like maybe something recent, a little bit more 90s maybe.
90s?
Like 90s and further, like
90s and further.
90s going to be the cutoff.
All right, fine. You're gonna get TNA.
Why don't you ask Mr. Patrick what he wants?
Put TNA on.
Hope Sanjay Dutt's on this show.
Maybe you'll get your wish.
But no, I mean, I think I'd rather watch TNA than 1962 East Illinois. You know what I mean? Like Kentucky, 1964.
Jeez. Watching the Territories. That was the best time.
I am. Yeah, we're watching. You can watch Territories on your time.
So Michael Hayes, that's a thumbs down, you think?
Yeah, I think Michael Hayes definitely a thumbs down.
Wouldn't be able to carry the company. Too much of a partier.
Yeah, well, it's not even that.
When
I
you
mean,
got Jack Daniels and
I
Leonard
think-
Skinner, what else you need?
I think Michael Hayes is just a tag team wrestler.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
There's some
Definitely
guys
didn't have
that just
the in-ring skills.
No.
Bob Backlund would have been very upset.
It would have made a great promo. Like I think
Of
he would have.
course.
Yeah, it would have
Yeah,
been
he
great.
could talk the people in, but
Absolutely.
then the bell rang.
That's the problem. What about Arn? No, Arn Anderson.
I don't have Arn Anderson on this list. All right, you
No,
want
I
to
don't blame you. I'm joking.
Okay.
Totally joking.
I'm like, we can talk about him, but
Nah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I do have a name on here. He was big in Mid-South. Big name down there. Junkyard Dog.
JYD. Well, he was there anyway. Though.
Well, he did get signed after Hogan. But what if he did get signed a little earlier? Could Junkyard Dog have carried the company? Carried the company into WrestleMania?
I don't see why he couldn't have. You know,
He didn't. He definitely didn't have the in-ring skills.
He didn't have the in-ring skills, but he was charismatic as hell.
He was. He was.
If he had the problem with JYD, and I think the reason why he wouldn't have is, and I know I sound hypocritical because I say Dusty Rhodes could have done it,
Mm-hmm.
but the thing with JYD is, like you say, he didn't have the in-ring skills, where Dusty Rhodes did. But if JYD hit the gym and got like super jacked with that charisma,
Yeah.
I think it's the look, the presentation, and the charisma that would have gotten him to that level.
Okay.
But he didn't have it. I don't think his body was there for it. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Wasn't.
And like I said, I sound like a hypocrite because his Dusty Rhodes doing it, but
Sure.
Dusty Rhodes had everything. He had everything else.
Yeah,
he had
Dusty
the
could
charisma,
go.
and he had the in-ring skills.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. All right, but I mean, just playing devil's advocate here. I think JYD could have had a good feud with Piper, but maybe not for the world title.
No.
No. All right. So there we go. Another.
He would have had a
thumbs
good
down.
feud with Orndorff. He would have had. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, I think so. A big name here that was rumored for a little while to be like the next in line was Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
Ooh, I don't
Hey,
think so,
tough
man.
guy. Mid-South Duggan, no.
I don't think so.
Big, tough, rugged guy.
I
You don't see it, huh?
No, I don't.
Don't
Maybe
see
because
it.
I wasn't a huge Duggan fan.
Yeah.
I really wasn't, you know.
Right.
Especially the way he came in. Maybe he just came in like, well, this is him anyway all the time. But he had the white boots and the black knee pads and just the black quackage. You know what I mean? Like running around with a 2x4 and with his cross-eyed. Good enough guy, I guess. I mean, I guess he's a very nice man. I never met him, but
he was. I did meet him. He was a good guy.
actually, I did meet him too.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah, you must have met him.
Oh, I did. I did
hey,
one
tough
show.
guy,
with him.
how you forget somebody like me?
Oh. Yeah, that was a show. Corey was going, oh, the whole show.
Oh, God.
Hey, we're in the back, and all he is, oh. Louis like, oh man, he's like, that's definitely Corey.
Tell him to shut up.
How about Lumberjack too?
Lumberjack.
Lumberjack, Rick Fuller.
In Your House, Beware of Dog. Shawn Michaels and British Bulldog in the main event. This woman in the front row was just annoying, just screaming and just annoying. It, to the point where you can see Shawn Michaels talking to the referee. Tell that girl, shut up!
Is this the first show or the second show?
The first show.
The first one.
First show.
So is that one aired on the network?
That's on the network, but they do it weird. Like, they'll show the 2 matches that actually took place on that night.
Yeah.
Like, so they had the first match, that aired, then the power went out,
Right.
and then it came back on for the main event.
Yeah.
So those 2 matches are shown, then Beware of Dog 2 is shown.
Gotcha.
So, chronological order.
Right.
Even though a lot of those matches still took place in a dark arena, they just redid matches.
I would have liked to see the Doc Arena.
I think
Just
so.
see what it looked like.
Yeah, sure.
'Cause I guess you could still see a little bit of it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, because they had like floodlights.
Yeah,
Stuff
alright.
like that. Alright, moving along here. Not a lot of names left. I mean, I'm treating this like a countdown, but it's really not. It's really just a list of names that, you know,
That you
these names,
think could have done without Hogan.
Yeah.
Even though no one could have.
That is what it comes down to. Yeah. But maybe for a little while, you know, who knows?
Yeah, they would have sustained.
Yeah.
But Vince would have bought everyone.
So somebody who was there, but recently turned babyface, and maybe he could have carried the company because of what he went on to accomplish, was Sergeant Slaughter.
No.
You don't think so?
I
The
don't.
G.I. Joe deal and all
I
that?
don't know.
No?
I don't think so.
Because obviously he had a great feud with Sheik,
Right.
then he feuded with Piper, but
I could see why you went with him.
mhm.
I just don't think he's got the charisma
Alright.
for it.
Alright.
The way Hogan did. I think like a guy like you said, Dusty Magnum TA. I think had the charisma and had that, you know, real man's man, rugged. I think those are 2 really good picks.
Yep.
I don't know, man. Slaughter. You think like, hey maggot, you know, like would
Listen
that have been his
up.
gimmick, or would he like dyed his hair blonde and
No, he would have still been Sergeant Slaughter.
we would just call Sarge.
Sarge, yeah. Okay, next name on here. Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
Love it.
What if he got the Hogan spot?
Yeah, I like Paul Orndorff. Don't think
Have
he
a
would have
big
made a
feud
very
with
good.
Piper.
I don't think he would have made a good face though.
Listen to me. Take your vitamins.
Right, you were like very adamant.
Take your legs
about
out.
everything. Too stern on the children.
I said, say your prayers.
Didn't he? Wasn't it him that popped out for the Hogan barbell set in the commercial?
Yeah.
Why not Hogan?
Yeah, well, I
Why is it
know.
Paul
I always
Orndorff?
wondered that. And even for the cartoon,
It's
why don't you get the voice of Hogan? Why don't
Right.
you get the voice of Piper?
very strange.
Yeah, I don't get it.
But yeah, hey, Paul Orndorff, he would have had good matches. I just I don't know if he would have known how to been like a face for that long.
Yeah,
you know.
and like friendly with the people.
He would have worn.
Don't you want to take a picture with me?
Right, exactly. What's wrong with me?
Look at my face.
Yeah, I did like him though.
Yeah.
He was one of my favorite wrestlers.
All right, 2 more names I want to talk about here. One of them, which is going to lead to another great conversation, is what about Dr. Death Steve Williams? Oklahoma State, Cotton Bowl, Sugar Bowl.
Was he known as a decent face?
No.
He wasn't.
No, really, this was just an excuse to talk about the fact that, oh my God.
There he is, Sanjay Dutt.
Sanjay Dutt.
See
you
that?
Called him.
TNA perfect.
You called him. Pat, doesn't he kind of look like John? A little bit, huh? A little bit. Like if Edge and Sanjay Dutt had a baby. Yeah. That's what I think. That's what I think. What about the fact that Missy Hyatt just came out and said that she had a 2-year relationship with Jim Ross?
Yeah, who'd have
Like,
thought, huh?
recently.
It's strange.
That is strange.
What a strange
Would
pair.
have never expected that.
Well, mister,
Hey, mister, can you feel your face?
try some hot sauce, some hot mustard.
You like barbecue? Because you gotta like barbecue.
Oh,
You can't come in here otherwise.
that's a fresh.
Sit on my back patio. I'll take some blue chew.
Sticks to my face. I can't feel a damn thing anyway. Just don't suffocate me.
It's all for the act. It's all for the act and the view.
Sit on dick, sit on my face.
So, Dr. Death was kind of, a joke pick just to talk about Jim Ross there.
All
But,
right.
last name I have on the list here, we're going to go out with a bang. Gorgeous Jimmy Garvin.
So you got both Freebirds in there. I do
But he
like,
wasn't a free bird at the time.
I know.
He
I do
wasn't a
like
free
Jimmy
bird.
Jam though. I do like Jimmy Jam.
He definitely had the charisma. He could talk, man. He could totally talk.
He was just shaped in proportionally like his
hair.
Weird shape for that man, right?
Yeah.
He had like skinny legs and then like kind of a round torso.
Yeah.
Midsection.
Big barrel
Wasn't
chest.
very built.
No, but neither's Dusty.
Could Jimmy Jam work with Andre? I don't think that would have worked,
As a
dude.
heel, he could. I don't know what his baby.
That's
face.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, but he could. Andre never turns then.
Right. Well,
And
yeah. I mean,
that's
everything.
unfortunate.
Here's the thing: everything we talk about is going to affect history somehow, some way. It wouldn't have gone down the same exact way. So, I mean, essentially, if we really wanted to make this a 5-hour show, we could branch off storylines to how these guys would get to Andre.
Oh sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? But we
and
just
with the
don't
right
have.
story, I think any of these are possible.
Yeah, we just
Honestly,
don't have.
I think any of these.
We just
are
don't have the time, and I'm hungry. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty hungry too. So those were 11 names that I named off there. Do you think I missed anybody from that time period?
I don't know, man. Like, I'm thinking, and I know you're gonna laugh at me, whatever. Guy like Beefcake.
Okay.
He was a huge dude back in the day, you know,
Mhm.
but he did not have that charisma.
No.
You
I
know
was
what I
thinking
mean?
too, like Jerry Lawler.
Yeah, I was looking. Yeah,
He's not gonna leave Memphis though.
right.
He's not gonna leave Memphis, and he's definitely not
But if
big
the
enough.
price, if the
He's like
price
5'8",
is right.
5'9".
I think that's what I'm
You know what I
saying.
mean? Like he's not gonna.
He looked dwarfish to some of those guys.
There was even Vince Senior paid like a newspaper to run. No, that wasn't it. But some magazine published a picture of Jerry Lawler slamming Andre the Giant, and it says a midget slams Andre.
Oh man.
But ultimately, Hulk Hogan is gonna get signed to WWF, and when he does, no matter what year it is, it's gonna be magic. He's gonna make an impact, and he's gonna change wrestling.
It's gonna be Hulk Hogan, man.
So this really is just, a conversation of what if. That's what we
So,
do.
so we're just automatically omitting the fact that AWA could have succeeded with Hogan staying there, and
That's right, yeah.
then what WWE is.
It could have, but I really think that Vern's stubbornness is gonna
Well, yeah,
is gonna bite him.
right. But what if, say, you know,
Like eventually Eric Bischoff talks sense.
who would have been the heir apparent to Vern Gagne?
Probably his son Greg.
All right,
Who had heat with pretty much everybody.
Okay, he looked like Greg Brady to me.
Yeah, okay,
Like-
I can see
Like
it.
now. You know
Oh,
what I'm
now,
saying?
yeah.
Like, yeah, Greg Brady, like now.
Alright.
Anyway, but whatever. So, what if, let's say, God forbid, Vern passed and
Okay.
Greg took over?
hmm
Do you think Greg could have been persuaded to maybe change the way it was done in AWA?
Sure. Yeah,
You know?
I think he could have.
So, there's potential there where if Hogan had stayed, that maybe they would have been WWF. Maybe.
It's true. It could have happened. I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
but ultimately, I do think AWA goes under. I really do.
yeah,
And whenever Hogan leaves, that's it.
right.
Like, you can...
So what you're saying is Vince wins.
Vince will... Yeah. he's
Vince
gonna win.
wins,
No matter
because
what, Vince wins.
My thing was that my question was this. So you know how everyone says Hogan made Vince, Vince made Hogan.
hmm
You know, I think they made each other. Like, you know, they just did.
hmm
But in the end, if Hogan wasn't there yet, you're saying that Vince was the more important figure in all of this than Hogan.
Yeah, I think so.
I do too.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, I think we answered that question. Is we would have some good years with some different people, but ultimately Hogan is the right guy.
Right.
Hogan's
What about
the right
Jake
man for
Roberts,
the job.
man? Like, I see Jake Roberts as in like Jake Roberts. 88, 89, 90. So I don't think he would have worked that early.
No, he was like tall and lanky.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like,
He had,
when
the
he got
karate pants.
polished, man. I mean, his promos were always really good.
Yeah.
But man, like those late 80s, early 90s, those promos were like...
That's great.
Yeah.
But he had that sinister side to him, though, that I don't
Right.
think, like... I don't think that would be the top guy.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Especially
Like,
as a face.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But man, as far as in the ring, though...
Say
that'd be
your
cool.
prayers.
Yeah.
Take your vitamins.
$1 Million Man. You're like, you don't need to pray to anybody. You can just buy what you want.
Ted, why are you yelling at me? So looking ahead here, Brian. That sounded like Stewie from Family Guy. On our next adventure, Brian.
What's it gonna be
So for pencils and erasers, it was a while.
in
since-
another 40 days?
You know, well, that was 40 days since we did a Pro Wrestling Rushmore. It's been even longer. It's been months since we did pencils and erasers.
All right.
But so the next time we do pencils and erasers, let's do. I like this idea of what if. You know, these people, what if they got signed? So let's say the Ultimate Warrior doesn't get signed to WWF and Sting does.
Yeah, man.
How does that change things around? So we're gonna do another Sting show.
I think it's a question a lot of people have because Sting was huge.
He had more charisma.
And it's funny because you brought it to my attention. I think you said he only had 2 title runs in WCW.
Sting?
Yeah.
No, he had a few more, but they they never lasted long.
World title runs.
World title runs, yeah.
How many did he have altogether?
1, 2, 3. He might have had like 5 or 6, but a lot of them were towards the end of
Right.
WCW when they were just hot potatoing.
Yeah. See, I always do
No.
this to you. Like, I always ask you questions. We should save all this for that episode.
What, all this? No, it gets
This
people
thing- well, I'm
ready
just-
for it.
All right.
Pumps it up,
That's
hypes
fine.
it
If
up.
you see it
Because
that way.
we also need to hype the fact that the next time we do Pro Wrestling Rushmore, it's going to be the Mount Rushmore of The Rock's matches.
Okay.
We're still taking lists for that. And we
Alright.
still want people to go on Pro Wrestling Tees and buy our merch. And we still want people to go onto Instagram, square.circle.history.
Why are you smirking like that?
Because
What's wrong with this guy?
I'm excited. We're going to be eating soon. We produced a good show. The night moves on. Watching some TNA here. La Parka just walked in.
Watched some SmackDown a little while.
A little bit,
Wanna
yeah.
Treat Pat to a wrestling show.
Yeah.
Pat. How about Pat wouldn't come to our AEW party?
I know. It's a good thing you didn't.
No, it's not because he would have had
well,
more
no,
fun.
I mean, no, that
He
totally
would've had
came out
more
wrong.
fun. No,
totally
because
came out wrong.
we
But
weren't able to find it,
we weren't able to find a stream of it, and
so we didn't end up watching it anyway.
yeah, so we had to entertain ourselves. Really, we had a good time. We
Yeah.
watched. I Think You Should Leave. Watched a few episodes, and it's a good time. I enjoyed it. So for Brian,
All right, Ian, have a well, I was gonna say have a good night as if I'm leaving. Oh, you're gonna get stuck with me for like another few hours here.
yeah, you know,
But while everyone listening, good night, and we'll see you for the next one.
and there goes our motorcycle friends.
That's
Motorcycle
right, it's
season.
motorcycle season. I
Yep.
forgot. I don't think they can hear that though.
I don't know. Maybe they will. Maybe it's a little Easter egg just to listen.
Hey,
out
what's
to.
up with Jericho talking like the way he does now?
I don't know. Like, it's like a mix of Tony Khan and Cornette making fun of him.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Is he? So I don't
like
get it. Is it?
I don't like it.
I think he's making fun of Cornette. He's got.
I think so too. Like, I think it's like a shot at Cornette. Like,
Right.
this is the way Cornette makes fun of Tony Khan. So
Right.
now he's gonna play that character
That's so strange.
because it's not a good character. It's a very annoying character, and you can say like, "Oh, heel heat," but no, it's go away.
Right? Yeah. It is.
Like, it's
it is.
annoying, and it does make you want to turn off the TV.
Yeah.
That
was
company is
weird.
it's a tailspin, man.
And man, Jericho's like such a veteran.
Yeah,
What is
why
he
would you
doing?
want to
What is
tarnish
he
your legacy?
doing?
The learning tree, like, all right, I get it, but it's not over. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just,
No, it's not.
There's
weird.
other things you can do to help out Jericho, but I don't know about this. And going back to the trunks,
Did he go back to the trunks? All I saw was the backstage shit with
yeah, like he went back
Bernard
to
and those
yeah,
guys.
no, he went back to wrestling in trunks.
No
though.
shit.
Like, dude, no, man.
When's he gonna say all right? Enough's enough. I mean, he might be a good manager.
I think so.
You know,
I think-
can talk.
Yeah, definitely.
But do you think he's like he would just take it over for himself? He'd want all the heat on himself.
I think so.
He would, right?
I
So he
think
wouldn't
so.
even work that way.
Yeah.
That's
Nah.
terrible.
It would just be like his stable of people, but they're all just interchangeable. It's just
Right.
kind of like Bobby Heenan, but at least his stable had characters. Like,
But Bobby,
they were-
see, thing with Heenan was he could get heat for himself, but get heat for whoever he was managing too.
yeah, that's true.
Huge heat for the guy he was managing, you know.
Yeah.
In turn, there was heat for himself. You won't see another guy like Heenan or friggin' what's his face, Heyman.
True.
Long time.
True.
You know, they just have they know how to. They have the psychology. They know how to do it. I don't think Jericho has that. I think
Yeah.
Jericho is kind of just, you know, I'm gonna get all the heat for myself. My guy can get the heat for himself, even though, you know.
Yep.
I went on a little tangent there. All right.
No, it's all right. No, it's good. It's good. People like it.
Do I? Are you sure?
Yeah.
Do they comment like that? We like when Brian
They told
goes
me
on a
specifically.
tangent.
Like I listened for the tangents.
You know they haven't.
Sure, people have said that.
Who said that?
Joe.
Joe.
Oh, you don't know him. Ready to eat
Those-
some wings, Brian?
Well, did
Wings!
you put the order in already?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I did. Like I said I would, because I'm a man of my word. I'm not Ian Dickhead.
I know it wasn't Wolverine that said like my tangents. He doesn't like my tangents to invite me to Rolling Stones concerts. Apparently neither do you,
Oh my goodness.
Ian Dickhead.
Well, this is Ian Dickhead saying good night.